So today our third lecture about transport across cellular membrane. So overall we will talk about structure and function of cellular membrane, about transport across cellular membrane, and we have several types. So we have simple diffusion, facilitated diffusion, osmosis or diffusion of the water via water channels, and the active transport. We will start the structure and function of cellular membrane. So phospholipids are main part of the cellular membrane. And how I was talking already, they have hydrophilic heads and hydrophobic tails. And in the water environment, aquatic environment, they will self-organize in the bilayer of the phospholipids. In the model, how we can say bread and butter sandwich. And two main functions of the phospholipids is that they provide barrier. So nothing can easily penetrate through these two bilayer of the phospholipids. So they separate inside of the cell from outside of the cell. In the same time, in the cellular membrane, what we will talk about, we will have special transmembrane proteins, and they will control transport of the substances in and out of the cell. So transmembrane protein will regulate what will go in and out of the cell. So again, phospholipids, main component of the cellular membrane in the animal, plants, and bacterial cells, and membrane of the inside of the animal and plant cells also help to isolate different chemical reactions, to do cellular compartmentalization, and produce cellular organelles, where it will be different chemical reactions occur. And this is very important for the proper functioning of the cells and survival of the cell. So now we will again look on the one of the model of the cellular membrane, and we will see our bilayer of the phospholipids. So this is the main component of the cellular membrane, and they function barrier, isolation of the inside of the cell from outside of the cells. Then we will have some lipids. So this is our phospholipids, main components. We have sterols, such as cholesterol, and here shows this yellow molecule which separate. This is hydrophobic tails, prevent compactment of them. We have different proteins, integral and peripheral. So integral, for example, like this transmembrane protein, making channel in here for something to move in and out of the cell. And we have peripheral, so they're on the periphery only, kind of, could be like that. Peripheral proteins, they're not transmembrane, they not penetrate all this membrane. Then we have carbohydrates such as glycolipids and glycoproteins, such as in here show part of the glycolipids and part of the glycoproteins. So today we will concentrate on the transmembrane proteins like that. Yes, so this is transmembrane protein. If we make cuts through it, we will see that inside it's a hole, so something can go in and out of the cell. So these proteins penetrate through the membrane and form channels which help move selectively molecules, ions, in and out of the cells. And transport across membrane helps cells to receive food, get rid of the waste, and communicate with other cells in the body. So we will start with diffusion. Diffusion is a passive movement of molecules across membrane. And we will see that we have simple diffusion and it's typical for the gases, for example, oxygen and carbon dioxide. So this is how they move in and out of the cell. Then we have facilitated diffusion. So facilitated means helped by something, and in our case they help by this, remember, transmembrane proteins. They helping to move something in and out of the cell. So transmembrane protein organize and form channels, or they can become carriers. So this is two types of the transmembrane protein. So what they move? They move, for example, glucose or potassium. Then we will talk about osmosis. So it's also type of the diffusion. It's called facilitated diffusion of water. So when we're talking about osmosis, it's always about the movement of the water. And again, it's called facilitated diffusion. So it means we will have specialized transmembrane protein which will help move water in and out of the cell. And all these first three types, they all consider passive type of the transport. But cells also have the other type, active transport. And it's active because it's require energy or ATP molecule in order to move some molecules or ions. Now we will go through this in details. Yes, so again, we have three main types of the passive diffusion. Simple example, oxygen, carbon dioxide, facilitated diffusion across membrane with help of the transmembrane protein, movement of the potassium and glucose, for example, and osmosis, facilitated diffusion or movements of the water across cellular membrane via transmembrane protein. And these proteins called aquaporins. Aqua means water, porins like pore. Pour for the water to move in and out of the cell. During the passive transport, molecules move from the area of the high concentration to the area of the low concentration. And it's called that these molecules move along the concentration gradient. So if we have on one side, for example, we have one beaker and it's filled with water, a lot of water, or glass, it's a glass and filled with water. So little dots in here, what I draw, this is water molecule, but this is big one. So I put in here crystal of the salt. And what will happen over time, that they will be moving, and after some time, what will happen? We have water molecules, but we also will have salt, and it will be evenly distributed to make it even. So these salt crystals, they move from this area of the high concentration to the area where is none of this molecule present, low concentration. So this is the high concentration for this salt, for example. So this is the salt, and we have in here high concentration area. This area, high concentration. And salt molecules will move in the area like this area. This area have non-salt. So concentration of the salt in here, we can say salt concentration is low in this area. So this is how it's say, and it's called movements along the concentration gradient. It's always from the high concentration to the area of the low concentration. And this is what happening during the passive transport.